Okay, you should receive a notification promptly.
Yes. Okay.
Should receive a notification. Okay, we're ready.
Yep. Super. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Barone. I'm welcoming you to the call tonight. We are so honored to be partnered with Dr. Helen Law and share more with you about Three International. We're really excited. For those that don't know me, I am living in Morristown, New Jersey. And my background was in big pharmaceuticals. So I worked for a very large pharmaceutical company based here out of New Jersey. And they also actually worked with the Band-Aids, right? So it was that company. And, I was very successful calling on doctors in New York City and really enjoyed getting a chance to speak to physicians. But what I realized is that after a time period, that doctors were really putting a band-aid on patients' symptoms and the way they were treating them. And I was seeing patient rooms filled with patients and not really having the doctors getting to the root cause. So I actually was really feeling internally, like holistically, what does my life look like? What does my future look like for myself, for my family? And I had a life change happen that shifted everything for me. I lost my father at a very young age. He was 60 years young. And I was feeling really misaligned. I was really good at my job. I liked working for Big Pharma, but I didn't like the mission that I was on because I felt that I was really pushing drugs and I was quite successful at it. And I decided to make a shift happen. I've been married for 25 years. I have two grown boys now, and at the time they were very young. And my husband and I made a shift and I became a certified health coach and really got into holistic wellness and educating people on wellness. And so that's a little bit about my backstory. I'm honored to partner with doctors such as Dr. Helen Law and what she does. And I'm going to introduce her in a second. And many of you know her that are on this call tonight and listening in. But honestly, it was such a shift for me. And I was so excited to just educate people, just educating them on how they can use movement and food and just overall the mind, body, spirit connection and how we can help heal our bodies because our bodies are truly amazing. So fast forward, 2 years ago, I got introduced to a company, Three International, and I was completely skeptical. I talked a lot about using supplements for our health, but I never partnered with a brand before Three. And the reason was is I needed to see the data, I needed to see the science, I needed to know that it was backed. And what stood out to me when I heard the words, I got a phone call and I was going to say no. And what was spoken to me was cellular absorption technology. And it was being absorbed at a cell level. And I said, wait, what? I need more information. And that's really what captivated me. And then when I saw they had the science to back it up with clinical research studies, I was really blown away. So I'm delighted to be a partner here and just work with physicians all around, as well as moms and dads and busy professionals all over helping people feel healthy all the time. So that's a little bit about my backstory. And so if you're here tonight and you're asked to take a look and listen a little bit more about the product line and what we have to offer, I just ask that you come with an open heart, an open mind, because maybe there is a solution for you or for someone that you know. And it's my distinct pleasure to invite to you Dr. Helen Law, and we are certainly excited to partner with her and her tremendous background in Chinese acupuncture and serving clients for, well over 25 years and all of her expertise on this and her background in acupuncture and all the modalities as it relates to neuroscience and just really understanding the human body. And you all know that if you're on here and you're a patient of Dr. Helen and you sought her out because she's so fantastic. So I'm just super delighted. Dr. Helen, would you like to share a couple words here tonight as to, why you said yes to Three?
Yes, I'm super excited about this company. Like Nicole said the same thing. And for 25 years, I practiced not just acupuncture, but I'm also looking for the best supplements and for my patients. And when I learned about this company, and like I said, The absorption technology is amazing, but also the research about how much you can raise your brain on the BDNF,
Yes.
and also, and you can just take the supplements, but it's including the probiotics and it has enzyme, so you don't have to take about 15 different other pills, and
Mhm.
you're taking this little bit, and you can actually get everything. So I'm excited to introduce to my patients. Actually, a lot of them are excited. They are signed up to try the product. So today, I want to Adrian maybe to deep dive into the ingredients
Mhm.
and why is the ingredients so different than other company, and what are the super technology that is uh, different, showing the difference compared with other company. And that's something I'm excited about it. And just uh, many of my patients couldn't come because due to the school meeting and that, but they're looking forward to have the recording.
Yes.
So they will still have that. I'm going to post the recording to the website so everybody can reach that. So looking forward for Adrian to share this with us.
Oh my gosh.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Dr. Helen. We so appreciate that and being able to be a service to your patients, right? Whether they can be on live with us tonight or listen to the recording. And so we're really excited. And for those of you that haven't had a chance to hear Adrian, I'm so honored to introduce you to our partner, Adrian Carbonell out of Austin, Texas. She has a wealth of information. She's worked in the, health and wellness space for over 20 years. She has such a great knowledge. She's a personal training background. She's coached and trained a lot of individuals, just really been in this space forever, but also in a business capacity. She's an entrepreneur herself and has helped many, many people be successful in this space, and just helping educate people is her goal. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Adrienne, a mom of two beautiful twin daughters, and she's going to share with you some more tonight. Thank you, Adrienne, for being here.
Yes, I'm thrilled to be here with both of you. Thank you so much, Dr. Helen, for having me. And thank you, Nicole, for inviting me on as well. Like Nicole shared with you, my background is in health and wellness and personal training, as well as nutrition coaching. And, after 20 years of working with, people on what their health goals are, I realized that there really is a path to create simplicity through using supplements that allow you to have an overall better elevated lifestyle experience. And that's really why I said yes to this company three, was because of the science and the technology that they were using. They were using high quality ingredients, and also making a way to really understand the quality of those ingredients and how our body responds to them, and also making sure that they were absorbed appropriately. And so we have a lot of supplements out there in the world today, a lot of people who are now privy to the understanding of the importance of using supplements in their daily basis for optimum wellness and as well as longevity. And not all products are created equally, right? We have a plethora of products, tons of products, right? And only this many that actually get absorbed into the body. And so what you find is you find a lot of people who are using and, buying products off Amazon and, things like that. And, even up to really expensive products, but not necessarily seeing the absorption in those, and testing would show that, right? And so what I love about this product line is that it's the opposite of that. It's a much more trimmed down line. It's still using a lot of the ingredients that most people really appreciate, things like collagen and turmeric and resveratrol and glutathione, and things that really help with the anti-aging process and better cell-to-cell communication, but doing it in a way that that it's making less is more, in other words, because of the way that it's the delivery modality for it. So, and we'll dive into that because so there's a way to do things right sometimes, and sometimes you don't always get that quality because a lot of companies, they get excited, they create what's called a white labeled product. Let's say you see a YouTuber or even a medical professional, who's out there as an influencer who's talking about, I don't know, greens or something, right? And so they come up with this amazing greens product, and oh, it's so different, it's so unique, and here's why, and that kind of a thing. And you look at it, and then if you really do your due diligence, right, you want to compare that product to products that actually, have better absorption rates. And so, just because somebody's out there promoting it, doesn't mean that it's got all the quality ingredients that, or even that those ingredients work synergistically better together. Sometimes they're just checking off a tick list, a wish list of ingredients that they want to see in that product, but not necessarily having the right delivery modality for it. So I'm going to share my screen, and I hope everyone can see, and let me know if you can. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about really the life you can build when you have high quality supplements available to you. And that's really what this is about. It's about living a better quality of life longer. Yes. And so that's the idea, right? With using supplementation in that way. And I'm not going to play this video. We can send it to you. But we're going to talk mainly about how 3 has become a global leader in bioavailable wellness products. We really discover, develop, and deliver the most effective proactive wellness solutions guided by these 3 pillars. And so this is another reason, this is another way that sets us apart, is that exploration is at our #1 forefront of what we're doing here at 3, because we're just never done, right? So we actually own our own medicinal plant research institute in Thailand. We search the world, discovering new ingredients to use in our formulations. Then we test them in a lab against things like, I don't know, liver tissue, for example, stuff like that, to see how it performs. And if we find that it's high performing, then we'll incorporate it into our products, and we really will curate it, is what that means. So we go through a curation process. Our products are carefully crafted to provide benefits specific to your body's needs. And then absorption is the name of the game. So for example, let's talk about collagen for a second. Maybe some of you guys are already using a powdered collagen product, or maybe it's a type 1 or a type 2, it's bovine, or chicken liver or something like that, right? You're buying it from Costco in a big tub, and you're powdering it, and you're putting it in your coffee every morning, and it's so good for you, right? And you may even like the way you feel. You might even like the way you look on it, but not all qualities are the same. And so when we look at collagen, for example, just scientifically, collagen is an amino acid, right? It's a building block of life. It's a large molecule. It's a macronutrient. It's a large molecule. So how do you get absorption to increase with something like collagen that's a really large molecule? Well, you have to hydrolyze it. You have to micronize it. In other words, make it tinier particle size so that you can have better absorption into the body and, of course, into the cell, right? So what I love about this is, like, for example, our collagen absorbs up to 73% into the cell, where the average collagen supplement doesn't absorb more than 10%. So why would you waste your money on time on things that don't work, right? And we don't know. We just don't know any better. So what I love about this absorption technology is that we're taking things like liposomes and adjuvants and micelles and piperine and menthol and different types of delivery modalities to get the products to absorb better in your body. Liposomal technology is a technology that Dr. Dan, our formulator, is very familiar with, has PhDs in organic chemistry, and they call him the molecule man. And what he does is he was taking large particles or large molecules and making them tinier, or coating them in a liposome, for example, to get them to absorb into the body and into the cell faster at a better rate. So again, less is more. So I know I'm getting really deep sciencey with some of you guys, and I don't know if this is of value to you or not. I hope it is, but a liposome is a hydrophilic hydrophobic bubble that coats a nutrient and allows it to stay intact through the digestive tract until it gets into the large intestine, where ultimately then it's absorbed into the bloodstream and it's picked up, and it's almost as good as an IV drip. So think about that. The fastest way to get something into the cell and into the bloodstream is through IV drip. The second best way is through something called liposomal delivery technology. And we utilize liposomal delivery technology as well, as much as we can. So again, we want to make sure that you're, maximizing your absorption. We do have an entire scientific advisory board of medical professionals that help oversee the safety, efficacy, and the education of our products. And this is a pro bono board. So they were not asked to be on this board. These are volunteer medical professionals who saw the way that the products were performing in their patients and in their clients and said, how can I help? And so it's pretty unique if you look at some of these different medical professionals to see their backgrounds and what they do. Some of them, own a pain clinic. One of them owns a wellness clinic. One of them is a podiatrist. One of them is a heart doctor, right? An internal medicine doctor, things like that. So each one of them in their own right has their own practice, and they're getting excited about what we're doing here at 3. So it's unique that we've attracted so many professionals who want to just naturally promote the products because they work so well. Also, our science and technology, three's entire product line is recognized in something called the PDR, the prescriber's desk reference is what it used to be. Now it's called the prescriber's digital reference. It's all online. And it's one of the most commonly and reputable used sources for pharma and nutraceutical products and prescription drug information. So we have a lot of medical professionals who are excited about this product line because they see how it can interact with other medications. They can see how it can interact with a lot of things going on in their world. And it comes with a healthy dose of accreditation. I mean, it is one of the highest levels of accreditation because there's only 19 nutraceutical companies currently listed in the PDR. We're one of them, and we're the only one with our entire line of products that's been vetted and accepted. And now, in order to get in there, you have to list every single ingredient in your product, and you have to provide clinical dossiers explaining the reasons why they're of benefit to somebody on a daily basis. So, it's a proprietary cellular absorption technology that they recognize that they're getting more out of what we're putting together. It's CGMP, which is Certified Good Manufacturing Practice Certified, and ADT, which you may not have heard of, that's Advanced Delivery Technology Certified. Those are enforced by the FDA. And then we are NSF certified as well, so Nutrition and Sports Fitness certified as well. All 7 of our products do have clinical studies on them. We do have quality analysis and quality control and third-party testing. Not all third-party testing is created equal. There are some that go through some paid accreditations basically to test for a few certain things. Ours is much more in depth. I mean, we're testing for heavy metals, radionucleotides, mold, pesticides. We're spending $3 million a year on testing to make sure that if we say there's, 200 milligrams of liposomal resveratrol in our eternal pouch, that each pouch is tested. So that means that it doesn't go below 200 and it's not above 205. It's exactly within range. And then, of course, to be in the PDR, not only do you have to have the quality analysis and the quality control, but you cannot be white labeled in any way, shape, or form, which means that a lot of these people out there who, I say people, but, professionals out there who are like, oh, I'm going to create my own, multivitamin, or I'm going to create my own greens or my own detox product or things like that. They're often white labeled, which means that they go into a manufacturer that's already producing similar products, and then they kick out a very similar version that just has their label on it. It's not necessarily that much unique or different. It could be off by 1 gram, and that's considered different. Whereas ours has to be a completely unique formulation to us with testing behind it. So very, very, very unique. We are very much a luxury boutique line of products, right? We're not something you're ever going to find off of Amazon. We won't be there. We won't be on a shelf at Whole Foods, and you won't find us, sitting. We're not going to sit next to other things like that, right? We're going to sit next to high quality products. As far as the third-party clinical studies go, we can have these sent to you if this is of value to you. But what I will tell you is that the cellular absorption study is a great study that talks about how each one of our products has different absorption values or standards to them. So on the low end, our products are absorbing 36% higher than the average organic supplement. That's the low end. On the high end, they're absorbing up to 95% into the cell without needing an IV drip. That's pretty high performing, okay? Considering most supplements, again, you're absorbing 10%. We're giving you 36% and all the way up to 95%. So that's 9.5 times more absorbable than the standard supplement. As far as epigenetics go, epigenetics is, the regulating or suppressing of certain gene functions in the body, and it's really the future of longevity. So when we look at the science behind epigenetics, you're studying longevity is really what you're doing. You're studying like, keys on a piano, right? We all have DNA. If you were to unravel that DNA, we all have different markers in that DNA that might tick differently for your family versus mine, and so on and so forth. Like, so if your family, has in its history Alzheimer's, dementia, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, things like that, those are all things that could potentially be something that you have to deal with, right? But what they're finding out through the study of epigenetics and using high quality ingredients like we do is that you can actually change gene expression for the better. So let's talk about certain genes for a second. Things like BDNF, brain nootropic function. How do you think? How's your cognition? Is your brain healthy, right? we have two products that actually increase BDNF so that you can live a longer, healthier, more focused lifestyle. What about GLP-1, blood sugar stabilization in the body, which wreaks havoc on the aging process, right? And that's why you see so many people on GLP-1 medications right now, things like that, because it is helping mitigate and monitor those outcomes. But we don't know all the side effects of that yet. And so one thing I love is that our multivitamin has actually been shown in this study to increase GLP-1 naturally by 348%, which means you're fuller longer, you're happier, you're not overeating, you're not attempting to overeat because you feel satisfied. You're getting the nutrition that you need. So that's just one more gene factor there. There's also things like IL-6, base inflammatory status in the body, which is what you probably work with Dr. Helen on, is reducing inflammatory load in the body and how the body responds to toxic overload, things like that. And that's, a part of that. So our products actually help with IL-6 too, with reducing inflammation in the body. And a big example of that is this last one, superoxide production, which is on just one of our products called Revive. And superoxide is for those of you who don't know, and I didn't know this in the beginning, but superoxide is an overproduction of bad inflammation in the body that causes damage on a cellular level. It makes you not feel good. You sort of struggle, through life when you have an overproduction of superoxide. And so our Revive product, just 2 caplets of it, every time you take 2 little, we call them magic beans. They look like little beans or little footballs. You take 2 little footballs and it reduces superoxide by 36% every time you take it. So if you think of how big that reduction in inflammation is, you probably feel a lot better on our products just taking 2, right? So it's a pretty big deal to have a whole study around that. And here's that product. So Revive is a joint and inflammation product, but it's also for flexibility, mobility, and range of motion. Yes, it supports healthy joints. It eases muscle stiffness. It helps maintain a healthy inflammatory status in the body. It promotes exercise recovery, and it does counteract the effect of free radicals. And you can see in that little box there, they kind of do look like little footballs, don't they? They're like little tiny little, footballs. But so 2 little footballs a day keeps the inflammation away, right? And so that's what I love about this product is it really helps people. If you're going in and you are getting, treated by Dr. Helen, this is only going to make pre and post treatments even better. And it's a great product to continue to take on a daily basis. Absolutely love this product. Its roots are in liposomal turmeric or curcumin. Those are all natural ingredients. They contain bioactive molecules that support the body's natural inflammatory response that's associated even with exercise. So they support healthy joints, they ease muscle soreness and discomfort and promote post-exercise recovery. It also has quilhalosaponins in there. This is a micelle. It's actually a delivery modality. So it self-assembles itself and it helps get the curcumin absorbed more appropriately. It also has some shiitake mushroom in there, which is ergothioneine. Those are molecules in the mushroom that accelerate muscle recovery and support of the immune system. And then, of course, we have grapeseed extract, which is wonderful, okay, to promote aerobic endurance and support, actually even help maintain immune health. It also has sea buckthorn fruit oil, which are great phytonutrients. They have anti-fatigue properties. And then piperine and menthol, which is basically black pepper and menthol. And those oils are known as adjuvants, and they also increase absorption of the ingredients in Revive. And so you really don't want to just have plain turmeric or curcumin. You can if you want to, but you're not really absorbing all of it because turmeric is almost as large a molecule as collagen. And so you have to make sure that it's coated in a liposome, that it has different delivery modalities that help get the product absorbed into your body much faster. So it's of a better value to you than just, doing a ton of golden milks and, making a lot of curry, right? It's a different type of a absorption. Okay, how many of you guys want to live forever? I'm just saying that. I mean, you're probably going to be like, "And what quality of health, Adrienne?" Right? So I love this product. It's one of my favorite products. It is one of our top sellers because people like the way that it tastes. It just tastes like a little berry juice box kind of a thing. And you just rip the top off and you sip it. You can keep it in the fridge. You can turn it into a popsicle. You can blend it into a smoothie. But what it does is it protects and supports cells from premature aging. It helps promote cellular health and longevity. It works to neutralize free radical damage. And it even delivers such powerful phytonutrients that can help protect against UV damage. So who needs this? All of us, right? We all are bundles of cells put together that need better communication, and this product does that. Well, how does it do it? It uses ingredients like liposomal resveratrol, which is a powerful phytonutrient that has been researched for decades. It supports the heart health, possesses strong antioxidant activity, and supports both longevity and cellular aging. Coupled with glutathione. Glutathione is one of the most powerful antioxidants found in nature. And so glutathione is included in here because it helps to neutralize free radical damage and oxidative stress on the cell. We also have a smidge of collagen. It's more of a cofactor for absorption, but it does help provide a vibrant and glowing complexion. The resveratrol, the glutathione, and the collagen together are really, really beautiful. You get glowing skin. I call it the glutathione glow. But it also has 10 different superfruits in there that are, powerful polyphenols and other phytonutrients and antioxidants for helping you maintain, just a healthy cell-to-cell communication in the body. Also works with mitochondrial function as well, the CoQ10, and it's a strong heart healthy product. So I'm a little bit obsessed with this. I actually do 2 a day. People are like, why do you look so good? I'm like, I am obsessed with a product called Eternal. Okay. It tastes good. If I'm ever like snacky, I just have an Eternal. I keep them in my fridge. My daughters took them to college with them. They couldn't get enough of them. And then their sorority sisters were buying them. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a beautiful product. Like, so you can get really glowing skin, but think about it. And I told my daughters this, I'm like, I am not going to be spending, $40 for both of you guys to get acai berry bowls every day when you could do this packet and have the, the phytonutrients and the resveratrol that's, more prevalent than all the sugar with the fruit, So it's a really, really beautiful product, and they really love the way that they feel on it, and so do their friends. Um, the collagen is amazing too. Now, again, the Eternal has a smidge of collagen, right? And that can be done daily because it's not a large dose of it. It's just enough to absorb. But here, this is you really addressing why we need collagen. Okay. And so collagen is, you guys, it's a significant nutrient. It is an amino acid, it's a building block of life. And of course, you want glowing skin, hair, skin, and nails, and you want to be vibrant looking and all of that. But this is doing so much more for that. It's for tissue recovery and repair. It's an anti-aging product, right? It allows you to be able to even help with things like leaky gut. It's very, very good because it's just a straight 5 grams of highly bioavailable marine collagen. That's a type 1 collagen. So yes, it's going to help you look, gorgeous from the inside out. But more than that, it's also helping support healthy immune response. And yes, even as for joints and being able to live a longer, healthier life. I mean, 73% of our tissue is collagen, my friends. We lose 1% production every year after the age of 30. That's part of the natural aging process. So this is why collagen is of such value and why it's so incredibly hyped up, right? As far as like why they talk about it. So there's sciences there and the reasons why we need to use it, but you want to use one that's a high quality, okay? Because oftentimes when they test for that, they find out that there's a lot of heavy metals. It's just not a great product. It's not the best that it could be. So I love this because again, you're getting that hydrolyzed and micronized, which allows for superior absorption. We're using wild caught fish obtained through a sustainable open ocean aquaculture process. So it's very clean, it's mercury free. I even have vegans that of course they wouldn't take this because it comes from fish, right? But they take it because of the cleanliness of it, the quality of it. And so sometimes I even have vegans who will make an exception for this product. They'll do it once a month, and it's 10 days on. So yes, it's got keratin, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, biotin. Pomegranate juice is also, it's got vitamin C in it. It's high in that. So you're getting phytonutrients, but also it's helping with absorption of the collagen. So beautiful, beautiful product. Can't go wrong, truly. So yeah, so you want to do it this 10 days on in a month, and then you take 20 days off, and people are like, why would you stop if it's a benefit? You don't have to, but you don't need it, because what you're going to do is you're going to flood the body with a high grade collagen, take a 20-day break, right? 10 days on, back to back, 20-day break. And what it does is it starts stimulating your body to want to produce collagen on its own. There's some amino complexes in here that help stimulate the body to want to produce collagen on its own, which is really what you want as far as anti-aging. Or I don't really love the word anti-aging, pro-aging. There we go. Okay. Aging gracefully. All right, here we go. The next one is our immune support product. Now, I know all of you guys have an immune system. At what level it's functioning at, that might be something that you're working with Dr. Helen on, right? Because a lot of times our bodies get confused. right? Pathways get confused, things get confused because there's a toxic overload in the body, as well as maybe the immune system is confused. And the immune system is directly related to the stress response in our body, as well as we have both an innate and an adaptive immune response. Like, how does your body respond if it was, needing to quickly, heal from something versus like needing to just be overall functioning within range, within balance. Some people have an overactive immune system, right? Or immune system that's attacking itself. Again, confusion in the pathways and in the body. We call that autoimmune. Some people have underactive immune systems and they might be chronically ill. So I love this product because it's working on all of that. It really is. And so if you look at what he put in here, yes, we're enhancing the gut microbiome and a lot of dis-ease or not, the body being ill starts in the gut, as well as needing to balance out other things. So this product has quorum sensing support, which means it's inhibiting bad bacteria from communicating and allowing other bacteria, good bacteria, to communicate better. So he uses ingredients like liposomal quercetin, reishi mushroom, different types of mushrooms, nano silver saw, which is the newest form of colloidal silver. If you've ever heard of colloidal silver, it's for centuries been used as an antiviral product, antibacterial, antiviral product, but you can overdose on it and turn blue even, So this nano silver salt is the microdosing version of it. It's the newest version of colloidal silver. And then we also have zinc and vitamin C. And it's got calcium and elderberry extract. And again, more nootropic mushrooms and aloe vera, which is great for the gut health, right? Also aquamatigi, again, more mushrooms, all right? You're seeing a theme here with this mushroom business that's directly related to the immune system, right? And how it can impact that. And then you also have selenium, which is just a beautiful supporting adaptogen product for your immune system. And what that does is it can quickly respond and recognize and neutralize threats, whereas the other products are working on the innate, like how can you help the immune system overall modulate? So this is not an immune booster per se. It's more of an immune modulator. It's helping the body cope with stress. So it's helping bring it back into balance. All right. So that's that. Okay. And next we have Purify, which is a detoxification product. I'm really big on detoxing. I know Nicole is too. We were both cleanse coaches for 16 years. We did a lot of detoxification and coaching on how to clean out the liver, the lungs, the colon, the kidneys, and the skin. But guess what? And I don't know if you guys have ever done this. Have you ever done a master cleanse? Have you ever done a juice fast or things like that? It's weird. People don't like to do that forever, right? They don't usually maintain consistency with those types of detox programs. It's not something they really want to do consistently, although it would be great. They don't. And so I love this Purify because it's supporting ingredients. It's helping to level up, right, the purification process, or in other words, it's priming those filters and pumps, right? Your liver, your lungs, your colon, your kidneys, your skin, the body's natural filters and pumps. And when they get backed up, in other words, especially the liver and things like that, the body just does not function appropriately. So this is a really great product to use one a day. You could use it in the morning upon waking. You could take it before you go to bed at night. But what it does is it comes in and it allows those elimination organs to really process. It helps support a healthy weight and even increases nutrient absorption, because if you think about it, if your body's having a hard time releasing certain things, then you're not going to absorb this nutrition as well. So this helps increase the other products, the absorption of the other products when you take it either morning or at night before you go to bed. Okay, so let's talk about it. The powerful ingredients in here is humic shale, which is a rich in fulvic acid. Okay, not folate, fulvic acid, which complexes with heavy metals. And so what that means is that it's binding to heavy metals and artificial sugars and things like that and toxins and impurities, and it's helping shuttle them out of the body naturally. So it increases cellular absorption and promotes mitochondrial function. Well, so you can have more natural energy while using this product, as well as we've got coriander leaf and dandelion root. That's for the kidney and gallbladder. When I used to train people to do physique shows, I put them on coriander leaf and dandelion root so that they could look better on stage, because I knew it would prime the kidney and the gallbladder to release more fluid. Kelp and apple pectin, right? What that does is it helps work on the colon and the gut microbiome and feeding it good bacteria. It's a green capsule because it's made of chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is a water-soluble derivative. And what that does is it efficiently binds to toxins and helps remove them from the body as well. And then a winner here here is liposomal milk thistle extract and burdock root, right? Silymarin and milk thistle and artemisinin, all that, it comes in and it's a heavy phytonutrients that help cleanse the liver. Mullein leaf, anyone have anything in their lungs or you're prone to that? Mullein leaf maintains the health of the lungs, and due to the presence of saponins and iridoids, it helps release that. Stinging nettle, those are flavonoids, and what stinging nettle does is it helps maintain a healthy urinary system. So who would need a product like this? Anyone who feels like they need a little bit of a detox. And it's not a colon cleanse, it's not a laxative, right? You can leave home on it. It's just priming those pumps and helping shuttle out impurities. So it's a beautiful product. If you know anybody who struggles with acid reflux or GERD, you might want to take 2 of these at night before you go to bed. It almost eliminates those symptoms. Every time I've taken it for myself, it does. I've had a girlfriend of ours, and Nicole and I do, that was, she has struggled with UTIs her entire life. She's been on this product for 2 years now, not had one UTI, which is powerful because she was used to doing copious rounds of antibiotics through the year every time she got a UTI, right? So this is a really powerful product for that as well. Very good for female and hormonal health as well. Okay, the multivitamin. And did I already talk about this? Is this a double? No? Okay. I was like, how did I not? Okay, I'm sorry. Hang in there with me, friends. Hang in there. Okay, so our Vitalite is really the core of our system. It's really the nutritional foundation because, again, think about it, you guys, we eat this much food, we get this much nutrition. We eat this much food, we get this much nutrition. This much food, this much nutrition. Our food supply this day is just really nutritionally devoid of really high quality nutrients because of farming practices and innovation and toxins and impurities and herbicides and pesticides. And so you can eat as clean as possible. And it doesn't mean that that soil that it was grown in is that clean. Our version of organic in the US is we only have to be, hormone and pesticide free for 7 years. And then they can come back in and, they can reshoot up the animals and they can recrop the fields. And that's our version of organic. So it's not really, it's better, but not the best, right? And so we still need a good multivitamin that helps with a portfolio of vitamins and minerals for daily wellness, right? It promotes heart, brain, and eye health. It supports the health of the gut microbiome, promotes cellular energy. It's a beautiful product. And it's really rich. Again, it's got chlorophyll. It also has really powerful ingredients that are extremely effective. So again, he's doubled that down in here, along with naturally derived vitamins and minerals. We've got an enzyme blend, right, that breaks down the molecules into smaller pieces because these are micronutrients, okay? Sorry, macronutrients that we want to absorb as a micronutrient. And those really reveal the actual bioactive molecules. And if you look, there's something called YGMP, I think that's what it is, YGPM, yeast glycoprotein matrix compounds. And for those of you guys who might struggle with, maybe MTHFR mutations or things like that, you can absorb that quality better. It's the derivative of each of those, and it's highly, highly absorbable. So you're going to feel better a lot quicker on this multivitamin than you might if you were out doing another, multivitamin. And that happened to me. I mean, when I first started in on this, I was, in another company for 16 years. I got paid millions of dollars to promote those products. I thought I had the best of the best. As soon as I started in on this little packet of pills, it's 4 little caplets and 1 that's an omega, I felt better in 2 days on this Vitalite, less is more, than I did on doing cocktails of vitamins every day in that other company. And I really mean it, right? Like I was doing like 2 packets in the morning, 2 packets in the evening. It was just a lot. And sometimes I would feel kind of sick or nauseous. And I remember Dr. Dan saying to me when I started in this, he's like, oh, try the multivitamin on an empty stomach, Adrienne, and see how it feels. And I'm like, are you crazy? I'll get sick. I'll get nauseous. I won't feel good. And he's like, no, this is all plant-based. He's like, there's no lubricants, there's no fillers, there's no preservatives, there's nothing artificial in it. You're not going to get sick. And I'm like, you promise? He's like, yeah, try it. You won't get nauseous. And he was right. I didn't get sick or nauseous because there was no fillers and binders and gross stuff in there. Because a lot of times those companies, they cut corners where they can, like using synthetic vitamin C's and things like that, and then it kind of makes you nauseous or sick if you don't take it with food. And so this product you could take on an empty stomach and be just fine. It's very to the earth. It has an enzyme blend, like I said, an omega-3 complex soft gel, great for heart, brain, eye health. That comes from the same sustainable open ocean aquaculture fjord process where we get the other marine collagen as well. And then, yes, we have trace minerals and that activate enzymes in the body and, really help with that. The amino acids provide really great protein as well, and 100 million live probiotic. So I am big on probiotics, right? They're about 45, $50 for a really good probiotic. It's already in here. So you don't need it. It's 100 million live probiotic in here. It has a berry blend as well. But I love the way that this product was put together because I feel like one of the number one side benefits of this, in conjunction with the Purify, is weight loss. And not what you would think, right? We're not a weight loss company, but it's one of the number one side benefits that we see when people start in on the multivitamin because they feel fuller longer. They're no longer wanting to overeat all the time, things like that. So it's just a beautiful blend of ingredients. Okay, last but not least, we have our Kinetic. This is our newest product. And for those of you guys who like energy products, you'll probably really appreciate this one because I call it the 3-in-1, right? How many of you guys are buying right now like hydration or salt sticks? How many of you guys are buying things for brain support? How many of you guys are buying, copious amounts of Starbucks or green tea or, things like that, right? So we're all doing it. We're all looking for brain support. We're all looking for hydration. We're all looking for clean energy. And this is everything in one. So we use, again, no taurine, no aspartame, no sucralose, no artificial sugars. We use an ingredient called yerba santa, which is a flavonoid from a desert plant that helps the body to resist adrenal fatigue. We also use 200 milligrams of green tea, and technically you can have up to 2 kinetics a day, even at that level, because the way that it's put together with the adaptogens and the polyphenols and the vitamin Bs for, helping your body cope with stress, basically. And it's got an electrolyte blend. So again, you're going to quench your thirst. You're going to get brain support and clean energy. I actually, when this product first came out, somehow happened to be taking a 21-hour road trip. And I was so grateful for this product. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than a 5-hour energy or copious amounts of Starbucks. I just felt so good on it. So it really is a great product if you guys are looking for more natural energy and you don't want to overload your adrenals. You want to protect your adrenals and you really want to, still have a good positive mood state and all that other stuff. So it's a beautiful product. We do have a skincare collection, and the skincare is amazing. I do love the skincare collection. It is something you can try. It's not 12 steps. It's only 4 steps, but you really will get glowing skin on it as well. It's one of 13 neurocosmetic skin serum or skin systems in the whole world right now. So there's a lot of science that's emerging from this because a neurocosmetic is your skin-brain connection, right? Skin being the largest organ in our body. What are we putting on our skin? It's usually highly absorbable in a lot of ways. And so what I love, and honestly, some people were using a lot of chemical compounds on our skin on a daily basis, which actually disrupt pathways and energy flow in the body as well. So this is not a product that's going to do that. This is an all very natural, very plant-based product. The white bottle is the cleanser. It's a cream cleanser. It'll take your makeup off. It feels really good on your skin. It's just really nice. I didn't really like cream cleanses at first until this came into my world. And I will say it's a game changer. You can even cleanse your face. You can use the toner, which is a hydrating mist. It's a toner and a pH balancer. And you can even put more cleanse back on and it dries on your skin like a face mask. So it doubles as a face mask as well and helps hold in moisturization and really improve skin radiancy. But so that's that. And then the little green bottle and the purple bottle, those are the newest products. And that is the skin serum. That skin serum is actually listed in the PDR as being a product that actually absorbs 3 layers deep transdermally into the skin without needing any microneedling, and it increases neurite length. And so we all have neurons of neurite length underneath our skin, okay? And especially you'll feel it around the eyes, but what it does is it comes in and it helps the body, it stimulates the body to want to release dopamine and DHEA and, NAD, and honestly, people sleep better on the product and they're happier. So it increases positive emotions in stressed out people. Now, I am sure none of you guys know what stress feels like, but you might like that product if you do. Okay. So, if you do, you might like that product. And the creme caviar is a beautiful product. It does not have real caviar in it. It has a plant-based caviar. So, I know there's another company called La Prairie that it's like $500 and they put real caviar in their product. Ours comes from Kochia scoparia, which is it's like a plant that grows next to freshwater sources in Japan. And when you open it and you look inside, it looks like all these little red balls. It looks like fish eggs. And when you pop it, boop, like that, an oil secretes, and it's rich in hexapeptide and tetrapeptides. So it's like a really beautiful version of that. So the creme caviar is amazing. I live in Florida. I live in Texas, and I'm in a lot of humidity, and I love it. It's not too greasy. It's not too heavy. My skin's always glowing. People are like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "How old do you think?" Actually, don't tell me. Just kidding. But I do love this because it has increased the hydration of my skin and the radiancy of it overall. Okay, I'm not going to go into all the ingredients. You guys can look at that yourself. What I'll say is that there's no harmful ingredients. So no artificial flavors, colors, preservatives, no added sugars. It's nut-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, SLS-free, additive-free, corn-free, eco-friendly, keto-friendly, and we do not test on animals. Hopefully you guys are all still with me and okay to use the products. Most people are, but I always get these questions, which is why I created this slide. I'm like, nope, we're good. You're okay. Yes. Try it. Are you eating food? Have you ever run through a drive-through? You're going to be fine. Let's try these products, okay? So they're all food-based and doing really well and thriving. I also love this slide. You guys can take a picture of this if you like. It's one of my favorites because it shows just how much we end up spending on one-off ingredients, trying to piece together the perfect system. And here we're just minimizing your cost and your clutter and allowing you to purchase really high quality products with high absorption technologies at an affordable price. So if you look, I mean, just on the multivitamin, if you're trying to piece together what's in that multivitamin, the enzymes, the probiotics, the BCAAs, the fruits, the greens, all of that stuff, you're going to be spending over $350 versus a 1 month supply of it is $70, right? It's $45 just for the probiotics. Right? So it's a really high value. And so I love that. The collagen, $60. Your average tub of, vital proteins is probably what, $45 at Costco. But it's not coupled with all that. It doesn't have the vitamin C. It doesn't have the other ingredients that are in there, right? You've got to get that in there. So it's really a big value. So I just wanted you guys to see kind of like what we used to do to people. And this is what I did as a personal trainer. They would hire me and spend $2K, $2,000 for the month. And then I'd end up giving them a grocery list, right? To go to the health food store to purchase another $500 in supplements. And they would do that every single month, right? And here you get to save time and money and have a really high quality product. All right, so Dr. Helen has carefully looked at each one of our products and put together some different carts that you guys can look at. You're welcome to take a picture of this. If you scan these, they'll take you to her website and to the products where you can scan, you can add them to cart, you can open your own account. It's $30 to open your own account. You definitely want to get on something called SmartShip if you can. SmartShip is kind of like Amazon Subscribe and Save. You get the product sent to you once a month, but at a bigger discount, okay? And so you can ask questions as well as we go through this, but I would just take a picture of it or just kind of scan what you're interested in. So this is the low energy cart. So you're going to get the kinetic for the kinetic energy, the multivitamin, and you're getting the Eternal, the adaptogenic berry blend. All of those are for really good. If you're struggling with low energy, that would be a great cart for you to check out. The weight management cart, we want to start you in, yes, believe it or not, on the kinetic energy because it really helps with satiety. And then we also have the multivitamin, which again has those GLP-1 weight loss properties. And then we have the Purify, the detoxification product as well, which of course makes sense. And then we have the women's health pack. So the Eternal, the Vitalite, the Revive, the Kinetic, the Collagen. Those are all, it's really good for women's health and women's hormonal health. The ingredients that are in there, like the glutathione and the resveratrol and having like the rose hips and the, all that good stuff, the D and, beautiful product. So that's that. And then on the next slide, she's put some other carts together. We have the blood sugar cart, which is the Eternal and the Vitalite. Great value right there to help with any blood sugar stabilization in the body. We also have the sleep and inflammation cart. So Eternal plus Vitalite plus Revive is really good for helping you be able to maintain better homeostasis in the body and be able to sleep better, as well as reducing inflammation. A lot of times people struggle with sleep because they have like restless leg and, things like that going on. They have some inflammatory disorders happening, and those products can help with that. And then we have the gut health. So if you're wanting to increase your gut health and your microbiome and have better digestion, and maybe you have leaky gut or, something like that, this is a great system for you to have the multivitamin, right, which has the probiotics and the enzymes together. Plus you have the collagen, which is a beautiful for that. Plus the Purify and the Immune both have gut microbiome properties in them as well. And then we have a mood enhancement system, which is the Vitality Each and the skincare. Beautiful, beautiful product pack right there. You guys, make sense. A lot of those things, being able to have the neurocosmetic skin system in it as well. So you can take a picture of this as well as, just know that these were carefully crafted and put together for you guys, so that you can hopefully get excited. Hopefully if you scanned 1 or 2 carts right now and you can go check it out. If you click on each of the products in the cart, it's going to give you a drop down. So it's more education. You get the nutritional profiles, you get more education on the products, and you can see what really stands out. And of course, you're not tied into anything. You can order in as much or as little as you like. It's up to you. Okay. We do have a philanthropic effort. So just know that every time you purchase 3 products, a portion of what you've purchased is going towards children who are in foster care and in orphanages in North America. And then, of course, we would love to have you guys join what we're doing. We have a lot of happy people in 3 here, a lot of happy people because they're on the products, and a lot of really beautiful people. If you look at that photo, they're all really glowing, right? It's probably the glutathione in the e-journal. But so that's what I have for you guys tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Nicole, I'm going to turn it back over to you. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to help answer any questions we might have along with Dr. Helen. Oh, thank you for taking screenshots as well and putting those in the chat. And yeah, any questions for us at this time?
Adrienne, that was so amazing. Thank you so much for going deeper into each of the products and having a better understanding for everyone of where they can be utilizing it for their best health. And I love how you broke it down so simply. And Dr. Helen, I love how you put together these carts to make it really simple for people to get started, and all of your expertise on that too as well too. So this was really very informative. I'm glad that we had that. And I don't know if anyone has any questions. I know we have a smaller group on the call tonight, but we're still honored that you're here. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And Dr. Helen, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything at the end here as well.
Yeah, well, thank you, Adrienne, for giving such a deep dive on each the product. I really appreciate that. And I think our patient would be very happy to be educated further on these products. And personally, I really love these products. I'm using them, and I find it very helpful. Uh, so, I wrote a book about the secrets of longevity, and I like to add these products into, helping people to go for that. And the longevity is not just living long, but living long and healthy and happy.
Yes.
And that's our goal.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh my gosh, I love that. I need to check that out. The secrets of longevity, yeah, together paired with 3. Well, I look forward to someday you meeting Dr. Helen, Dr. Dan Gubler, right? And the talk that you two will have as well. And so we're really honored to have this time with you today. And thank you so much for sharing with everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll see you guys later, and we hope to welcome you to 3 soon. All right.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Please reach out to Dr. Helen if you have any questions on this, and she'll be able to help you get set up. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.